Suspect in Nipsey Hussle murder being held on $7 million bail, but no charges yet. Daily News. The man accused in the shooting death last weekend of South Los Angeles rapper and businessman Nipsey Hussle at a strip mall was himself a little-known rapper from the area, locals say. Eric Holder, who went by Fly Mac on social media and SoundCloud, an online music sharing service, rapped about leaving his enemies bloody and their flesh torn. "If you're my enemy, I'll have you pushin' daisies," he rapped on a track called Trippin', about how his rivals would be psycho to cross him. After he was spotted walking alone in Bellflower, they arrested him with booking records show he's now in Los Angeles Police Department custody, being held on more than $7 million bail. Days after the shooting, little else is still known about Holder or his possible motive for allegedly shooting Hussle, whose musical talents and business flair have been heralded this week by celebrities, politicians, and many who just knew him as a kid growing up in the Crenshaw district. "That's the shocker," said Rodney Phillips, who operates the famous Wittes Barbecue less than a block away from the shooting site. "Nobody understands." At around 3:20 p.m. Sunday, police said Holder then fled the parking lot in a white Chevy Cruze waiting in a nearby alley. Holder has not yet been charged, according to officials from the LA County District. They declined to say when he could be charged with murder, but California law prevents arrested suspects from being held for more than 48 hours without charges. At LAPD's downtown headquarters on Tuesday, Chief Michelle Moore said the motive for the shooting was a personal dispute between Holder and Hussle. But Moore and others, a captain for LAPD's South Bureau homicide detectives, repeatedly declined to discuss the motive for the shooting on Tuesday. "When I meet Holder, some at the memorial site Wednesday were more certain. Jealousy, envy," said Herman Douglas, a longtime friend of Hussle. Wearing a black t-shirt and a black cowboy hat, a pair of long braids hanging on either side of his head, Douglas has been a constant presence at the strip mall parking lot since the shooting. He said Holder was another musician from the neighborhood that people knew, someone Hussle and others in his circle could trust. After more than a decade of selling mix tapes of his music and opening retail stores in the Crenshaw neighborhood where he grew up, Hussle already was famous to Los Angeles fans who celebrated him as a fixture of the local hip-hop scene. A Grammy nominee. In that time, Hussle became just as well known as someone who gave back to his community, giving free textbooks to students, opening job centers and partnering with local politicians, reaching out to Crenshaw residents. At the Tuesday press conference, LA City Councilman, Police Commission President Steve Soboroff, who was scheduled to meet with Hussle to discuss gang violence prevention strategies the day after his death, said the rapper was assassinated. People who knew Hussle said it would have been known to anyone targeting him that he often showed up at the strip mall on Sundays. Hussle opened his flagship clothing store, The Marathon, at that development, and was often seen hanging out there. He also purchased. Both Rodney Phillips, the owner of Wittes Barbecue, and his sister, Tracy, were at the strip mall on Wednesday, along with dozens of others filing into the parking lot between metal barriers set up by police. LAPD officers on Slauson Avenue directed visitors in and out of the lot, trying to control how many people were there at a time after a panic on Monday night led to a stampede and multiple injured. The scene Wednesday afternoon was quiet. Loud music played as mourners left candles and balloons at an ever-growing memorial site. Rodney Phillips said Hussle had a vision for the neighborhood, much like his own father, Woody, the namesake for the barbecue restaurant. The rapper emphasized. Tracy Phillips said both siblings watched Hussle grown up to become a symbol of progress for Crenshaw. He tried to bring hope and change to this neighborhood, Tracy Phillips said. He's just going to raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up in the park,